Liam, another good workout for you tonight. What did you make of that?
I think it was a perfect workout. It was by far from a perfect performance, but that's what you come to expect in pre-season. I wanted this game in because we're going to face teams like this season, so it's, in terms of preparation for what we're going to face during the season, it was perfect. A lot to work on, which was what I expected. I didn't expect the performance to be as poor as it was, but at the same time, we've worked the lads really hard yesterday in heat, and it just looked like a tired, lethargic performance, which you get in pre-season. But what it does give us the opportunity to do is work on our weaknesses, work on what we need to be better at, and look forward to a game against Leicester, because, like I said in the last game when we played well and won, it's all about the first game of the season and the next 45 after that.
You referenced the performance there. I think there was a few times I looked across to you in the dugout and you looked a little bit frustrated. What sort of things were that you weren't happy with tonight?
I think you just want the lads to play with a little bit more urgency, and I'm demanding, and I am demanding, and you get frustrated because you want to see the lads show their capability and show their potential, and they didn't do that today. We didn't do it as a team. But at the same time, if you look at results up and down the country, we've just beat a team 2 leagues above us, and now we've just lost to a team in the league below us. It happens in pre-season. What it does do is give us an enormous amount of work to get into the players on a tactical level. We've got these players together in a short space of time, and I'm still really, really confident that they're going to come through and produce the goods for us.
You mentioned, I think, the last two friendlies, that results are immaterial. Yeah. But in terms of the performance tonight, in some ways, are you pleased that you've had it, because it just a reminder to everybody that there is still so much work to do when you've assembled the squad in 2 weeks?
Exactly. I said to the players just after the game, I'm happy it's happened now and not in the season, okay? Because we played against a really direct team today, and all credit to Stevenage with the way that they play. We have to stand up to it, and I think for the experience of the younger players, Tomo, Cash at the back, we haven't played that many teams play like that in the Championship, so it's new to them. So this was a fantastic learning tool in terms of dealing with that threat, and also, can we play forward a bit more? Can we be more incisive? Because there were so many times we turned down the opportunity to up the tempo of the game and be offensive. I want us to be offensive. I don't want us playing in our own half all the time. And that's something we'll work on moving into Leicester.
In terms of the last 48 hours, a lot of the talk's been about the heat. So you mentioned there that you trained them yesterday with real intensity in the heat. What was it like for them, do you feel, playing out there in a game situation when it was so hot and so humid?
Yeah, it's always difficult conditions, and I have to say thank you to the supporters, because I know the trains aren't running as they should be, in this heat, and they turned up in their numbers. So for me, I'm of awareness of the heat and the conditions, and different teams at different levels of their pre-season, they look fitter than us, and that's not down to the work that we've done with the players, but we need to get the work in. So yesterday we worked them really, really hard. I knew that today might be a big test for the players, and now they'll feel better for having those minutes in their legs. It's also why I've added a pre-season game as well to the calendar, which I'm sure you'll speak about tomorrow. Yep. But I'm aware of where we're at, and there has to be a sense of realism for where we're at. But we've still got a really good chance of having a great season. In
terms of the squad, David McGoldrick and James Chester not involved. Is that just because they've only just come in the building and had such a short amount of training? Yeah,
the same with Corey Smith. They're all outstanding players, but what we have to do is manage their minutes correctly. And James and Corey will be involved on Saturday, which I'm really looking forward to. Be a great test. And David McGoldrick just felt a little niggle. It's nothing really serious, but we just need to take him really carefully and make sure he's fit for 46 games, not pre-season games, which is, he showed his quality and his ability in the last game, and we need to make sure he can do that through the whole season.
You mentioned there Saturday against Leicester, so it's a case of get back to work on the training ground and prepare for that big test at the weekend.
Exactly, and it's great for me as a coach and for the staff, adjusting for Bucko, to sit down with the players, go through it and see where we can improve, and there's a lot of improvements we can make. But this is our third pre-season game. There's still 2 weeks to the start of the season, and I'm really happy in a way that we can work on what we need to work on, rather than if we go through pre-season playing great and we don't iron out those weaknesses, we find a rude awakening. So I apologise to the fans for our performance today, but it's all for the bigger picture, which is making sure we're successful this season.